along the way, like minion stuff, like they're good people over there. They make mistakes. They work hard as all heck. Have families and take good care of their families, but can't always go as slow as, someone like me trying to write her dissertation and thesis and get into MIT. So their lack of need of mind doesn't always give them, I think, the same strength and power to recognize and the focus and the concentration to know, cognitively and physically, the visual system, the auditory system, if they've got stuff going on, doesn't have much to do with the energy of the body. The brain uses a lot of energy, but the fatigue occurs a lot from staring at that screen, that computer, that technology. And so it makes sense to have quick decision making available where you can get energy, where you can get rest and calm. But then you have to go home where you don't have the same setup, and you can make the exact same arrangement, whatever, the person wants. And I'm not arguing, and I'm not being critical. With playtime, you can turn your hands into objects. You can turn your skin into an animal. It's night, it's like, oh, I'm a owl. Or if it's daytime, it's like, oh, I'm a zebra. You're like, it's like, oh, the sound is like, what the heck? Or, you can get like a stuffed animal like I have named Raspberry, a sloth. Make a story about the sloth named Raspberry being a service animal who goes to the grocery store and buys Diet Cokes rather than the Cokes that I put on the list of stuff to buy. Do sound effects. Cause total gosh darn madness. Quietly. Respectfully. And privately. No matter where you are. Like the apartment I'm in now, in this building where, there's people running around the hallway saying, they can do whatever they want. And you hear the sound because you gotta be aware sometimes, most of the time, like, are there people like, like yelling like something bad's happening or what? The police come all the time, fire trucks, ambulances. And partially why I moved away for a while to get a break, because I wanted to at least attempt to start my, way out of cancer recovery, but I'm at the mercy of a city where you gotta be rich. You gotta be working a crazy amount, and be willing to once in a while live with a lot of people in the same space, you know. And I'm autistic, so it was like with the Christian house I lived in before, like man, oof, I don't know how to tell people, hey, I'm Buddhist, you know, like I don't have any bad emotion towards anybody. Never hit people other than in self-defense, literally. Women, men, none of them. Gender neutral, never. Got into arguments, yeah, a bunch of times. With emotion, oh heck yeah, but always with restraint. I had a good mom growing up and took good care of me and helped with some of the other bad parts of growing up to not make me be, you know, angry at the world. But we're each different, so my point being about the playtime helping not just me, but, you know, other people who want to not be bored, who want to maybe adjust to the boredom, like in spiritual traditions, or, you know, creativity, inspiration and motivation, you know, parts of what they're doing. Because sometimes you get good stuff done when you're bored. I've done stuff with mind wandering that helped me a lot with my school stuff and with my cancer recovery here in Seattle, Washington. And all you gotta do is have some awareness, a little bit of attention with a sense of humor maybe, or maybe no sense of humor. Maybe you're just like, no, the cup does not move. That is Alice's cup from Wonderland. And, you know, it's like Patch Adams, and they have an imaginary friend, you know, that gave them that cup. And, you know, I'm just saying, leave it alone. That's where they got the cup, you know. It's like, you know, like a gift they got. But for me, you know, I'm autistic, so I look schizophrenic. You know, not to be. That's actually disrespectful, and I apologize for being disrespectful. You know, trying to go to school to help people with mental or physical difficulties with their psychology and, you know, psychiatric needs, but I get mixed up with the disorder of and the, you know, diagnosis of schizophrenia because I've played with toys since I was a baby. I used to have GI Joes just you know, setting up trench warfare in the backyard, fighting my dog. And now I see like the shadow and I'm like, oh, there's a circle. That's a dark blue circle, you know. And then I get inspired for school and work because that's kind of fun, you know, like for like a business, like as the logo to have, you know, as like a conscious like motivator, you know, to give energy, you know. It's like, oh, it's a dark blue circle, and everybody's like, no man, are you kidding me? That's not blue. And then the lights go on, they're like, oh my gosh, it's blue. Because when colors that are darker, you know, or whatever color, maybe lighter blue, get in the dark, maybe they, you know. And the fun has to do with technology and materials and what we might see in the future and near years to come that might go, wow. Glad someone believed in that person to let them do what they just did, you know, like, dang, consciousness. I don't feel scared anymore, you know, like getting traumatic brain injury from war or some horrific event. And then you finally get that sacred sanctity back, you know, like, oh, awareness. And their attention goes back to where it started in boot camp, you know, when it was so focused and concentrated, the Master Chief could come over and they wouldn't even wake up. And then someone around them would go, whoosh, and they'd go, oh my gosh, I'm sorry, Master Chief. I didn't know the shadow was real. And then they go and they train. But they're never afraid after they get done with their treatment for traumatic brain injury, after they get well again after being hurt. Similar to me being bullied and busted up and assaulted, abused, and dang near forced to give up my dream of going to college to be a pediatric neurosurgeon, to be a doctor and help other people. The end.